Much of Søren Wif's asparagus ends up in the nearby kitchens of Claus Henriksen, head chef at the local castle, Dragsholm Castle. Henriksen, a former sous chef at Noma, oversees the dining and catering operations for this 800-year-old castle, just an hour's drive from Copenhagen.
The whole region, actually most of the region, used to be an old bay. That's been drained, and it started in around 1850, and the last was actually finished in around 1937. And it's simply because that we didn't feel like they had enough land to grow vegetables on. So they decided to drain the bay. So our soil is filled with oyster shells, mussel shells. When you dig a little bit into it, there's a lot of sand in the soil, so it's very good for growing asparagus, carrots. I met Søren actually 15 years ago when he was coming selling asparagus when I worked in Copenhagen. And we tried to finding out how we were using the different things. When I came out here, he still does in these big sand piles. Everything has been picked by hand because he doesn't believe that green asparagus. He just calls it the lazy farmer's asparagus. He means the other things is a lot better and it's a lot more intense. But you can also just, if you go out some, you can see a lot of places you just put black bags over so they don't get any sunlight. He wants to have it in sand so it gets done the old-fashioned way. And we work a lot together with a lot of different things. We find something we really think is very good, and then we try to grow it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, we use it. From my point of view, I think it's very important that you have these farmers close to you. You have the possibility to work with farmers. When I started here 6 years ago, a lot of the farmers, they didn't really want to talk to us or talk to me. They don't want to produce anything. But slightly more and more they found out, because if they weren't here and it was not possible to work with them, this project was impossible to do. Because I used their produce, and if they don't want to sell me the best produce they have right now, and for me it doesn't matter where it's from here. It doesn't need to be from Søren, it can be from everybody else. I think it's very important that you just get the person that has the satisfaction and coming to and telling him, I have the best carrot right now. Is it something you want? And when the farmers start doing that, then was where the things really started. Because then now it's much more funny, because they can come and we can discuss different kinds of sorts of carrots. And we made a beer 5 years ago with carrots, and we were sitting talking about which carrot do you want to use, because you need something that's bitter, you need something that's sweet, it needs to have taste. It cannot be too big, and all these things that they also started enjoying being a part of doing something else instead of what you always been doing. When you do carrots, it needs to weigh half a kilo, because then you only have to pick 2 carrots for having a kilo, and that's easy money. Now they're starting finding out it's better producing smaller things with a lot of taste and also get the satisfaction for themselves.